Now I'm sure you guys have seen this clip. It went really viral. Um, and it's from Club Shay Shay with Cheryl Underwood. Um, I'm sure you guys have seen this clip, but if you haven't, let's watch it now because I just want to make sure that everybody has like a level of understanding before we have this discussion.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner.
That's not what a breadwinner is, man.
I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not gonna.
Hold on. Auntie, please. I love Cheryl. She funny as shit. But she an auntie though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an unk. And she my auntie, just so we could get the age difference, right? So she coming from a whole different, she a Gen Xer. You know what I'm saying? She coming from a whole different school of thought on this, I'm sure. But ma'am, that is not what a breadwinner is. A breadwinner is the person that makes the majority of the money in the house. Now, if you're saying though that you, a world-class comedian, I don't know how much money you make, but I know this woman ain't worked a 9-to-5 job in 35 years. I know that, right? I don't know how much money she makes. She can make anywhere between $150,000 a year to $500,000 a year, right? On average over the last 30 years. I don't know. But I know good and goddamn well, every single fucking year of her career, she has made more money than a nigga that work in a warehouse. That's one thing I know for sure. So if you're saying that that you're dating a man that works in a warehouse, right? You're saying that you would shrink your lifestyle to fit within his budget, what he can provide, and you would quote unquote chip in when you can, or when he needs you to. Like what? When you meet him, you have a better home than him. What are you gonna do? When you meet him, you have a nicer apartment than him. You have a nicer house than him. Whatever the case may be, what are you going to do? Move out of your nice house to move into his shitty house to make him feel like the man? Like, what do you? I'm really not understanding this. And I would have thought that she was just saying the breadwinner was the leader in the relationship, but she said she started talking about money and saying that she would chip in, when she sees fit. I'm so confused. When can a man who lives in a warehouse afford your lifestyle? And I know I'm just using it as an example because she used that as an example. She made it seem like any man she's with, she doesn't care what he brings to the table financially, which is fine. I don't give a fuck if she doesn't care about how much money a man brings to the table. That is her prerogative. That's fine. What I'm saying is though, the way you're describing it, the way she's describing it is she is willing to downsize, to downgrade her lifestyle so that she can be with the man just so he can be the quote unquote breadwinner. I don't understand that at all. That makes zero sense. And I could be misinterpreting this, but that's what I got from what she was saying.
Agree with me?
No, they ain't gonna agree with that.
I'm cool if you don't.
The breadwinner, he has normally that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh.
Lord help us. Auntie, it does make you the breadwinner. Okay. We're safe. At least she's not saying she would downgrade her life just so a nigga could have the title of being a leader or the breadwinner in a relationship. Okay.
I am advice and concurrence. He is the head of the household. This is what
But what
I
if you got the money, you making the money?
No, this is what I believe. He's a man. He is the head of households. People need to start reading Ephesians. That's what I believe. I may be strong-willed. I may make money. I want to make his life better and easier, but I'm not the head of the household.
Are you okay being the breadwinner?
Hey, if she wants to live in a hierarchical situation where she's not the head of the home or whatever the case may be, and the man is the head and she's auntie, you got it. You got it, Miss Underwood. I ain't gonna hold you. I just came to say that ain't what a fucking breadwinner is. That's all I just had to check on you because I was like, what the hell is she talking about? Okay. So with that said, I came across this video. It's, you know what? Let's just get into it. I ain't got to explain it no further. Let's just get into it. Just so you guys know, the title of this video is She Destroyed Feminism. And I saw Cheryl up there and I had already knew of the quote. And I was like, what? She destroyed feminism? And I knew that the hoes was going to love that. And by the hoes, I mean the men, the hoe ass niggas. I knew the men was going to love what she said. I knew they was going to be, now that's a real one. I knew they was going to do that shit. I knew they was going to applaud that abusive, language that language that she was talking that would, put women in an abusive, unsafe situation with a man talking about he's the head of the household and all of that stuff and submitting to a man. Fine. That, like I said, that's her prerogative or whatever. But here goes one of the men that, he thinks that she's right. He thinks she destroyed feminism when really she had no idea what the hell she was talking about. But let's listen.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know.
I got to pause. Listen. Cheryl Underwood, probably one of the most decorated, probably one of the best female comedians out there that we see. I kind of grew up listening to a lot of her stuff. Her stuff is beyond me now, as a man of Christ, a man of the cloth. I can't really listen to what she says and stuff like that. But she is decorated. She is probably one of the best female comedians you ever see. Now, old Club Shay Shay, let me stop and pause right here. Don't get your love advice from some guy who names his production or his team or his group Shay Shay.
Daddy, chill.
Okay, that guy played football, NFL, big time too. One of the best to ever do that.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp will wash you. So watch your mouth. I don't know why y'all always get on this homophobic shit and act like that man. It don't matter if Shannon Sharp is homosexual or not. I don't give a fuck. I don't pay attention to men's sexuality. I ain't gonna even hold you. I couldn't care less. I always find it odd that the men that are the most quote unquote masculine care the most about men's sexuality, but that's, a different story for a different day. But right off the rip, I knew that this dude was going to be a total weirdo because he was attacking Shannon Sharp for naming his show Club Shay Shay. So here we go.
That you take the football advice from him, but you're talking about marriage, you're talking about relationships or that type of stuff. You probably want to go somewhere else. Come over to LOK. We'll take care of you with that information. But
here he is talking to Cheryl Underwood. Now, I don't know. I could look it up, but I don't think Cheryl Underwood is married. Let's see before I say that. Let's look up and let's see if Cheryl Underwood is actually married. Yeah, that's what I thought something. I remember hearing about that. So apparently she's not married, but she was a long time ago, and her husband tragically passed away due to suicide, which is terrible, but she's not married now. And she hasn't been married for 35 years at this point, as far based on what it says. So why are we taking relationship advice from Cheryl Underwood? And I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm just saying his logic is don't take advice from Club Shay Shay or from Shannon Sharp, but take advice from a guest that's on Club Shay Shay who herself hasn't been married for 35 years. Right? Like I don't know why either one of them would be good or bad based on their relationship status. Like my thing is if you make a good point, you make a good point. I don't care if you're married or single. I don't give a fuck. Being married don't mean shit. There's a bunch of people that's married that don't know shit about being in a relationship. Y'all just be married. A lot of married people just be married and don't know anything about being in a relationship. It be a lot of times y'all be married and it just be because of the church or some societal pressure or for, so that person could get papers or some shit like that. And whole time in a relationship, it's just that woman just swallowing a bunch of bullshit from that man and putting up with a lot of shit from that man, and that man thinking he a good man for 60 fucking years. So no, I don't care. I don't think nothing about it. I know a bunch of single people I know people that don't even want to get married that have a lot of insight into how relationships should function, how healthy relationships should function. And I respect their opinions immensely.
He says to her, are you okay being the breadwinner? Now, a lot of times you'll see people, exchange the verbiage for breadwinner and head of household. You hear them kind of used interchangeably. But I want to do my due diligence. I can't even pronounce.
Head of household is a term you use on your taxes, by the way. It's not like a spiritual thing or anything.
Diligence. I want to do my due diligence, and I want to define breadwinner for you. You can go on.
Spell it.
To
spell diligence.
Webster's and see what it says. Breadwinner, a member of a family whose wages supply the family's principal or only means of support. So Old Webster looks at it in terms of finances. That's the way it looks at it. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Some people think that breadwinner or whatnot is
some people don't know words.
Only finances, or head of household is only finances. He asked her this question. She says, I am not, even though I'm a comedian, probably has made millions upon millions of dollars, been in all types of movies and shows and all that. She says, I am not. Let's take a listen to why she says that. Let's go, Cheryl. I'm listening.
From you, or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't going to agree with that.
I'm cool if you don't.
Look at old Shay Shay. Oh, they're not going to agree with that, Cheryl. Bop. Get out of here, man.
Why? The homophobia and the rampant misogyny it's always on it. Like, these dudes, they love that shit. That shit goes hand in hand every time. That shit goes hand in hand every time.
These guys, man, these new men these days. Huh.
So Shannon Sharpe is a new man. Shannon Sharpe is older than both of us. You just got salt and pepper hair. You ain't that old. Me and you probably the same age. Shannon Sharpe is probably 10 years older than both of us. And he's a new man? Why is he a new man? What makes him a new man? And Shannon Sharpe is actually he's kind of traditional if you listen to him talk about relationships.
Anyway, Cheryl says if this guy, even if he's a CEO of Target or if he's got a warehouse job, no matter what it is, he is still the head of the household. And
so just because a man got a penis, he's a head of a household. It doesn't matter if Cheryl is more accomplished. It doesn't matter if that woman is more intelligent. No. He's the head of the household because he has a penis. Got you. But here's what I want to understand. If you ask a woman, if you ask Cheryl, hey, are men smarter than women? I would think she would say no. She wouldn't say men are smarter than women. Like, and what I'm saying is every man smarter than every woman, I should say. Is every man smarter than every woman? She would go, absolutely not. Okay. Are there many women who are smarter than many men? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what if a woman that is more intelligent than a man gets into a relationship? Who should be the head of house? Because the way that I'm looking at this is the head of house should be the person that is best suited to make decisions, right? Best suited to make the decisions. I'm maybe this is just me. I think that the most intelligent people make the best decisions in general. In general, the most intelligent people make the best decisions in general, right? That's, let's just start there. The most informed, the most intelligent people. And you can be intelligent and not be informed. So don't get me wrong. So both of those things I'm putting together, to make it the best, the most intelligent person, right? So you have a woman that is educated and intelligent, and she's more educated and more intelligent than her man. And you're saying that the duty of leading the home or making the decisions for the home or the bulk of the decisions for the home would fall on the person who is less educated and less intelligent. Simply because that person has a penis. Interesting.
Comes from an understanding of roles. Now listen to me. I need to give you some power, some truth in your life right now. Okay. Purpose is powerful. And both of you guys have roles built within that purpose. Okay. Now follow me. One of the best reasons to know.
Purpose is vague. Purpose has nothing to do with a role though, right? Meaning, and I'm saying in this context, my role, I have many roles. I don't have one role. I have many roles in life. You know what I mean? I don't have a role. I have many roles. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a content creator. I'm a philanthropist. I'm a philanthropist. Whatever, right? Whatever my role is, I have many roles. And in that, there's a bunch of roles. To being a father, there's a ton of little roles that I have to fulfill. Ton of tasks that I have to fulfill, right? My role could be chauffeur. My role could be pseudo psychologist. armchair psychologist for my daughter. I mean, for my daughter, for my wife, or for my sons, right? I'm a brother. I may have to be a psychologist for my brother or my cousin. I may have to be a mediator. I have tons of roles, right? That has nothing to do with my purpose. That's nothing to do with my purpose, right? I don't believe in the idea of a purpose, though. Let me just tell you that. I think a purpose is made up. I think a purpose is a way for men and women, but mainly men, to cope with the fact that they are insignificant, right? And we are individually. I'm only significant to me. I'm only significant to my small, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm insignificant. I'm insignificant, and most people are. And I'm okay with that. I don't need to be significant to the world. I don't need to make my mark on the world, or that. I don't need to do any of that. I just need to be a decent person while I'm here, and I'm perfectly fine. I don't need some grandiose sense of self. I don't need to think I have some purpose in life where I need to fulfill some grand role. Like, I don't need that shit for me to feel whole or complete or to be driven whatsoever. And if you need that, then that's weird. That's something that you might need to go talk to that lady about. Go sit on her couch.
If you should be with somebody, this is when you're dating. One of the best ways to know if this is the right person for me is if y'all purpose lines up. Did you hear me? If your purpose.
Fuck a purpose. If your politics line up. I don't know what this fool talking about. He's vague. He don't have nothing to offer you. This is what it sounds like. Not your purpose. If your politics line up, and if your morals line up, you might be able to make it. If your politics and your morals line up, you may be able to make it. That's a great foundation. That's a great fucking start to a great relationship if they both align. Purpose, I don't know what the fuck that is. But I can tell you about politics, and I can tell you about morals. What are my morals? Let's add, what is my purpose? I don't fucking know what my purpose is. What are you talking about? Or you mean goals? Like, and goals change, by the way.
This lines up. If your purpose is vastly different than this person's purpose, don't go in. And ladies, do not go into the marriage with your plans and your purpose. I know.
Hold on. This be the shit I be talking about.
Person's purpose.
Every last one of these dudes, I swear to God, every last one of these dudes are pandering to women. Every last one of them. It makes me so annoyed how often I get called a pander, and not because I get called a pander, but it makes me so annoyed how men who actually pander to women never get called a pander. This is fucking like, why are you talking to women? Ladies, you don't shut up. You're already wrong. You're wrong.
Don't go in. And ladies, do not go into the marriage with your plans and your purpose. I know.
See? Why? That's unhealthy. That's an unhealthy, that's unsolicited advice, first and foremost. And second of all, it's unhealthy and it's destructive and it's unsafe for women. Unsafe. You're setting women up for failure when you tell them shit like that.
So I'm gonna drink to that. Let y'all think about that. Don't go into the marriage with your plans and your purpose. What is in this? Tastes like power. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that? Because when you go into the marriage, you're going in as a woman in a very submissive role. You're going to serve and build with this man. You're going to serve and to build and to be a helper for your husband. If you go in to this marriage with your own plans and your own purpose, then you'll never come on his covering. You'll never do what he needs you to do. You will be.
I would take a different approach. I would never tell women to go into a relationship and be submissive. I wouldn't give advice to women in that way. But I will say to the men, because this dude ain't gonna say it. He not gonna tell y'all. Men, do not go into a relationship thinking that you own your woman. Don't go into a relationship thinking you're over your woman. The vast majority of the time, you are going to lead the relationship to ruin. I can guarantee you that. This dude, I don't care if it's a church marriage or not. More than likely, you're gonna ruin the relationship. The woman will tire of that. Even if a woman goes into it thinking she's gonna be submissive, eventually she'll start to see that shit is stupid, because eventually she'll see that you're stupid. So my suggestion to you as a man, from a married man to men that aren't married or men that are married, maybe you might need to change course a little bit, but stop thinking that your wife is something that is there to serve you when she's not. She's not. She's her own person. She's her own human being. She's autonomous. She has freedoms and rights and feelings, and you need to cater to them just as much as she caters to your needs, feelings, and so on and so forth, right?
Out helping yourself instead of helping this man, your husband. And that is your design.
And why are you telling women this when women are exponentially better at helping men than men are helping women? Why is your default? Because y'all are so fucking scary at actually challenging men that you would rather go talk to women. Because you know it's easier to have a conversation with a woman. Even if a woman doesn't listen to you, it's easier for you to go talk to a woman. Way easier.
To help him. Oh my goodness. Drink some more power too for y'all. I know you're getting, we're gonna get back into it. We got to play the video and everything, but I need you to understand why that is. That's why it's so important for you in the dating scene, in the dating market, to make sure that y'all's purpose lines up. If the purpose does not line up, then you get this unequally yoked type of narrative. That's why you have rappers marrying strippers, or that's why you have a mechanic dating an OnlyFans. All because the purpose, the design is all.
Mechanic dating an OnlyFans. Sir, what year do you live in? What are you talking about? OnlyFans models ain't getting married the majority of the time, first and foremost. Let's just start there. Second of all, mechanics can't afford OnlyFans models. They don't have access to them. That's why they pissed. That's why they mad. Fucking why they working on Honda Civics all day. What the fuck are you talking about? Scrippers and rappers. The reason why rappers marry scrippers is because scrippers look good. And rappers, like most men, only care about how women look. That's why rappers marry SWs all the time. Because what does a rapper have to care about? What does a football player have to care about? What is Paul? Ask Paul George. Why did he marry the woman? Why did he leave Doc Rivers' daughter? Right. The men y'all love is, oh, we sleep with the scrippers, but we marry the good girls. Okay, Paul George had a fucking a woman of the highest pedigree from the 1% families in America, Doc Rivers' daughter. So he had Doc Rivers' daughter, right? He was dating her. I think he was engaged to her at the time. And he cheated on her and slept with an SW who he impregnated. And then I guess he did the right thing, right? Because he was going to lose the other woman anyway once she found out. So he did the right thing for himself, and he ditched her and married the scripper, the SW. Now, once again, I have the biggest thing that I have in that is that he abused that woman. He cheated on his ex, right? I don't like that part about it. But what he did afterwards, he's still with the woman. I don't know if he's cheating or whatever. I don't know. But for Paul George, it didn't matter, to be honest with you. It didn't matter one way or the other. He doesn't care. He's rich. He's made like $350 million in his basketball career. He doesn't care. He doesn't need Paul. He doesn't need Doc Rivers' daughter's money. He has more money than Doc Rivers. And he has more money than his daughter, and he has more money than his son, all put together probably, right? So he doesn't care about money. He doesn't care if the woman's bringing any money to the table or any of that. He just got to marry the most attractive woman. You know what I'm saying? He was sleeping. He was cheating on his good girl, who the men say we marry the good girl. Y'all, men will marry the good girl, but cheat on the good girl with the SW. So what? Say like what that makes you think that makes you better? Fucking dummy. Yeah, most men that's not unequally yoked, because even that, and if you go look up, from what I can tell, if you go look up that woman, she has had several kids with Paul George at this point. She is taking care of her. She is raising their family. How are they unevenly yoked? He's a provider, and she's a nurturer. She's developing the kids. How are they unevenly yoked? He ain't developing the kids.
Off, you're not paying attention. When your purpose aligns, then you both can go in the same direction as the purpose. You have the same purpose. You have.
Hold on, I don't know what's going on with this screen. Let me see what's going on with it though.
And all because the purpose, the design is all off. You're not paying attention. When your purpose aligns, then you both can go in the same direction as the purpose. You have the same purpose. You have the same vision. You have the same plan. You have the same path. But what feminism has told you is, girl, that you are now the most educated on the planet. You women, you are powerful. You should be the leader. You should be the head. You should be the breadwinner. You should be the man of the house.
Women have always known that, though. They were always more educated. They were always the leaders of the household. They already did that. Only difference is now they don't gotta put up with our insufferable asses. Men like you thinking that they should be subservient, submissive, fucking wife slaves. Feminism doesn't teach them that, by the way. That's not what feminism says. Feminism says we're all equal. Just so you know, right? Since you like looking up definitions, go look up what feminism is. Look up the definition of feminism. Feminism doesn't say women are the head of anything. That's not what happened. What happened is, though, brother, what happened is that women started to outperform men on every single fucking level, right? Once they were afforded the opportunity to do so, they started to outperform men on every single level, right? They always knew they were smarter than us. They always knew they were more intelligent than us. They always knew that they had more empathy than us. They always knew that they were better multitaskers than us. They always knew they were better leaders, and they always knew that stuff because they saw it, because they were the ones doing it. They saw it. So I know that they knew it, right? The only difference is now that they make their own money, and now they don't have to be attached to a man to survive financially. Whenever a man gets to thinking that he's too big for his britches, right? He bigger, you know what I'm saying? He the man. He starts smelling himself. She goes, "Oh, really? Okay. Well, if you can do this by yourself, I'm out." And then that fool start crying like Martin talking about Tina. Right? That's what happens. That's the reality.
Even though you're a woman and you wonder why chaos is all. Play the video. I'm sorry.
So he's trying to blame women for what be happening in marriages and shit like that. He's blaming women for not being submissive. Just so you guys hear this. I'm telling you, it's always, this shit is wild to me. How often, like, this dude mad at Club Shay Shay or at Shannon Sharp for the most minimal pushback against Cheryl Underwood, saying, yeah, they ain't gonna like that because he know better, right? He gay. Now Shannon Sharp is gay for just being like, yeah, women ain't gonna like that. And he was right? And then he pivots to, yeah, women, the reason why these relationships is failing miserably is because y'all aren't submissive enough.
Sorry.
I'm
But
about to tear you up, Cheryl. Let me just
well,
let you know.
tear me up, because here's the thing. Even if I make more money, it doesn't.
This dude say, he's gonna tear you up, Cheryl. He's gonna tear you up. The truth is, he just wants somebody just to play the video.
Make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Mhm.
It makes me the baby. What you say you want to do what? Or what you want for Christmas? You want a pony? Okay, nigga. I got you.
Cheryl, you know, like
What?
the breadwinner, you know, he has normally, that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
He's a man. He's going to have. This is what
But when
I
you got the
believe.
money, you making the money.
No, this is what I believe.
Okay.
Hey, you hear this woman? This woman said he's supposed to have the loudest voice and he's the man. I need you guys to understand a couple things, because there's a narrative in the red pill, blue pill community out there that I need to fix for you, okay? Now you hear people say, oh, men and women are not equal. Yes, they are. Men and women are equal. They're not the same, but they are equal. God said so. You know what I mean? God is no respecter of person. Men and women are equal. They are just not the same. They don't have the same function. They don't have the same role. They don't have the same design in that aspect, okay? Now, this woman says, and rightfully so, that his voice as a husband, as the man, his voice should be louder, should be big. A lot of women find themselves in very dangerous, abusive, broken, shattered situations.
The situation you're telling women to get into that's the situation you're fucking trying to sheep herd them into, telling them to be submissive, telling them to let the man's voice be louder and all of that weird shit. That is the thing that will 100% lead them to an abusive relationship. That's why y'all need to stop giving advice to women. You don't know what it's like to be a woman, man. You don't know. Like, goddamn, talk to men. You don't want the relationship to be abusive? Talk to men. Tell men, don't be abusive. Why are you talking to women, telling women, don't get yourself in an abusive relationship, but this is how. Be submissive. This is how you avoid abuse. What? That is fucking counterintuitive.
Because they would not listen to their husband. Listening to your husband also comes with provision. Very dangerous, abusive, broken, shattered situations because they would not listen. Rightfully so.
Listen to what he said. If this isn't the most disgusting shit you've heard in a long time, I don't know what to tell you, but listen to what he said.
So that his voice as a husband, as the man, his voice should be louder, should be big. A lot of women find themselves in very dangerous, abusive, broken, shattered situations because they would not listen to their husband.
Wow. Wow. What? So let's see where he's at on the wheel of abuse, right? He hits on two of these, right? He hits on two of these. He says he would be using male privilege, right? So treating her like a servant, making all the big decisions, acting like the master of the castle, being the one to define men's and women's roles, societal privilege in general. Is that not what this dude is talking about? Straight out the horse's mouth. So this is the will of power and control, violence. This is how men exercise it. And then we know that this is what they always hit on: minimizing, denying, and blaming. And what did he just do? He blamed women for their own abuse, for them being abused. Because what he said was if a woman is in a toxic relationship with a man or an abusive relationship with a man, a lot of times it comes from her not listening to him. So what does this say about that? This says making light of the abuse and not taking her concerns about it seriously, saying the abuse didn't happen, shifting responsibility for abusive behavior, saying she caused it. So this man is an abuser, just so we are clear. I don't know who this man is. I've literally never seen this man before I saw this video, and I think I saw this video today. So I don't know who this man is. But based on what he is saying, I can safely and rationally conclude that he is more than likely an abuser because he is using abusive language in public. If you use abusive language in public, there's no reason for me to think that you are not abusive in private.
Listening to your husband also comes with provision. Listening to your husband comes with a path. Listening to your husband comes with a purpose.
What did he say? Listening to your husband comes with provision, right? Is that not what he said? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Is that not on here? I think that's on here. Here's another part of the abuse, right? He didn't say this would happen, but this is definitely part of the abuse. Let's look at this too. Where does it say? So he's 3 out of 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. He's 3 out of 8 so far. Just in this one little 15-second clip, he says using economic abuse. Because what is listening to your husband come with? Provision. Meaning if you don't listen to him, then you don't get provision. Am I tripping? Is that not a safe conclusion to come to based on what he said? When you listen to your husband, hold on, let's make sure. I don't want to put any words in his mouth. We're gonna listen to the whole thing. Well, that one little clip, not the whole thing. Let's listen to that clip again to make sure I'm not putting words in his mouth, because I already know what's gonna happen. He gonna see this video and say, "Oh, this man totally mischaracterized everything that I'm saying." Okay, maybe. I give him the chance.
Listening to your husband also, okay? Now, this woman says, and rightfully so, that his voice as a husband, as the man, his are equal. They're not the same, but they are equal. God said so. You know what I mean? God is no respecter of person. Men and women are equal. They are just not the same. They don't have the same function. They don't have the same role. They don't have the same design in that aspect. Okay? Now, this woman says, and rightfully so,
you can't be equal to somebody in a hierarchy. You're contradicting yourself. If men are supposed to lead, then they're not equal to women. Women are subservient to men. They're not equal. Look up the definition of subservience and submission.
That his voice as a husband, as the man, his voice should be louder, should be big. A lot of women,
then God is contradicting himself,
find themselves in very dangerous, abusive, broken, shattered situations because they would not listen to their husband. Listening to your husband also comes with provision. Listening to your husband comes with a path.
Okay. So listening to, so that's what he said. So I'm not putting any words in his mouth. Right? So he said that listening to your husband comes with provision, which to me indicates that if you don't listen to your husband, then you don't get provision. And this says using economic abuse, preventing her from getting or keeping a job, making her ask for money, giving her an allowance, taking her money, not letting her know about or have access to family income. That is bound to happen. That is bound to happen if you get into a relationship, if you are in a relationship with a person that thinks that you are supposed to be subservient to them, right? And they are supposed to be the leaders. And they are also the breadwinners, right? If you don't listen to them, what do you think they're going to do? How do you don't think they're going to punish you in some way? Of course they are. Of course they're going to attempt to punish you in some way. And the easiest way to punish a person when you control the money is financially. It's the easiest way to get away with. You can't go to the police and tell him, oh, he only gave me $20 for gas money. He makes me ask him for every single fucking dollar.
Listening to your husband, I need you to catch this, comes with the direction that God gives him. God gives him that design, that purpose. He gives it to him. You're saying, wait a minute, King, wait a minute, you're wrong. Show me that. I can show it to you.
No, we don't care.
Caruso.com. Use code Henry and Victoria. 15% off.
Jesus Christ.
Let me show you
Corny.
how God does this. So I'll take you back. So in the garden, you remember the garden with Adam and Eve and all this stuff. God gives Adam direction. He gives him purpose. He gives him, work, what he's supposed to do, all of that. And then he gives him instruction. Hey, eat of this tree. Don't eat of this tree. Do this, do that, tend to the garden, all that stuff. He tells Adam all this. Where's Eve when God tells Adam all this? Nowhere, not even created yet. So Adam had all of that stuff before Eve even comes into the.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I couldn't care less about any of that shit. But I did find that other stuff he was saying to be very toxic. This dude right here is toxic. This dude right here is dangerous. Thank goodness he don't have a big following. He probably never will because he's fucking as charismatic as a wet napkin. But he's in a oversaturated space already. There's a bunch of Bible thumping Negroes on this app that look better than him and talk better than him and they are more charismatic than him and better and more well read than he is and more informed than he is. And they're all saying the same fucking thing. They're all telling women that they need to submit. So, I mean, I don't know how he's going to get in where he fits in, but I just saw this video and thought it was fucking disgusting. It was like, what the hell is going on? And the title of it was Made to Trigger. And he only played 1 second of Cheryl talking, by the way. We don't even know how she destroyed feminism, but it looks like he's trying to destroy feminism by lying to women, by confusing women and saying stupid shit like God thinks men and women are equals, but God told women to get behind men. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, sir? But yeah, this dude, to me, he's an abuser. If anybody knows this guy or gets in contact with this dude, I'll reach out to him too. We can have a discussion and he can explain himself. I would love for him to explain this video in particular. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?